time we got breakfast started. Busy day ahead, you know. I think I mentioned 0800 hours on the table, if possible.
Don't take it all.
Would I do that?
Are you going to read your text?
I'll get it later. Yeah.
She's probably wondering if it's still all on.
Who?
Kirsten. Tonight's the night, right?
Yeah, that's just, just a drink. Nothing special.
Listen to Captain Casual.
What?
What? Mr. I get it on with a gorgeous new girl every night.
What's all this? Gorgeous girls? Now you're talking my language. My advice, fill your boots when you're young. Get to my age and gorgeous girls are right off the menu. Scrubbed off the specials board too. Have to make do with some stringy old snapdragon instead. Morning, Lily.
Good morning. Excuse me.
We're going...
Oh, before you do, about today.
Today?
Yeah, you haven't forgotten.
Of course not.
Right, so what time? The RCGP session. You said that you'd prep me for the exam and go through my audit.
Oh, yeah, we're never two. Haven't got the faintest idea what we're going to talk about, but anyway.
Do you want some breakfast?
I think it's a little late now, isn't it? I've had some toast. Scarcely satisfactory, but there you go. Brian Headley speaking. Oh, yes, hello. Yes, that's jolly good news. Indeed. Well, thanks for keeping us up to date. Bye. The estate agent. Our buyer's received his conditional mortgage offer this morning. As long as this wretched surveyor doesn't find out the roof's falling in or something.
What?
I'm joking, Anne. We can practically start to pack.
Come in.
Mrs. Arthur's notes you wanted for tomorrow.
Thank you. I would have come and got them.
Yes.
Are you all right?
Fine. All right. Life goes on, doesn't it? Or rather, I wish that it did. After the trial and the sentencing, I rather hoped a door would close on things for me.
And it hasn't.
I just keep going over what was said over and over again. I dread going to bed now.
Well, you need to break the cycle. Sleepless nights won't help.
I know.
Have you talked to anyone about this yet? I could recommend a counsellor.
No.
Who has professional expertise
If there's one thing I don't believe in, it's counselling. And all the nonsense that goes with it.
Vivian, if you're going
I'm sorry to have bothered you.
What are you doing?
I'm going out.
Oh, yes, I gathered that, but why?
I thought I might pop to the shops.
We went shopping as usual on Monday. Did we forget something on the list? Are you all right?
Fine.
Anne?
Hello? Put them through. Vivian, but before you do, can I just... Yes, hello. Really? How can I help? Yeah, what's the address?
Clinical audit.
Oh, and that's definitely the latest draft.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm out on a call to assist the police.
Fine.
Vivian, I'm sorry you're not interested in counselling, but sticking your head in the sand won't help. You need to do something.
Like what?
Anything positive has got to be good. You could try self-defence classes. Even a change of look can help.
Oh, Shall I dye my hair blonde?
Or you could move house.
My mother lived there. It's full of memories of her. It's my home. And at the moment, it feels like the only thing I've got. I've got to get back to reception, if you'll excuse me.
Off out.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. You know what I said this morning about...
Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Stringy snapdragons.
Yeah. It was just a joke.
Yes, well, I assumed it wasn't a serious assessment of your situation.
No. Quite.
Hello, I'm Dr. Hassan, the police surgeon.
Come in. This is...
DS Healing. Chris, this way. They're selling up apparently, so they've had a mortgage surveyor poking around this morning. You saw some cement was loose.
Oh, you did well to see it. Well, it's definitely human. I'd say we're looking at a fetus rather than a baby.
Yeah, we've got someone coming to pick it up. You've probably got better things to do than hang around here all day.
Well, no, actually. They called me down here for a reason.
Okay.
I'm a forensic archaeologist, so I'll be staying for a while.
Ah, there you are.
What's going on? Is there a problem?
You could say that. They found something in the cellar.
Who has?
The surveyor. Some bones. The surveyor has found some bones. You know what this means?
What?
It's a nightmare. I can guarantee you one thing, you won't see our buyer for dust.
Yeah, well, then make it half an hour earlier. Even better. Yeah, cool. I'll see you later. Bye. All right?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Oh, no, nothing. You've got enough on your mind as it is.
Melody.
Well, 4 letters, RCGP.
Ah, okay, well, what's the problem?
What's the problem? Well, I failed it once already, so what happens if that happens again? You know, once, it's fine, you can put it down to anything, but twice and, well, it'll go on my record, you know.
Oh, yeah, okay, but...
And then there's this audit, you know, I gave it to Heston, and he looked at me as if I'd just handed him a bag of cold sick. And what if he thinks I've gone about it the wrong way, or I've not been thorough enough?
Or too thorough.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's a joke, yeah. My whole career's a joke. 9 years down the pan, it's great, Archie.
Melody, right, listen to Heston. He used to be a surgeon, knows what he's talking about. And don't you talk too much.
What?
Now, the police surgeon has examined the remains found in your cellar and...
I can confirm at this time that they're human. A fetus.
How long has it been there? I mean, this is an old house.
Difficult to say. We need to carry out tests.
What it does mean is that this is a murder inquiry as of now. Can I just ask how long you've lived here?
Since we were married. In...
65.
So what happens now?
I'll need to take full statements from you both.
Anne, for heaven's sake.
We'll give her some space, shall we, eh?
Okay, slowly does it. Okay. Good, that's it. Slowly.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Felt like I was sitting there holding my breath.
You did seem rather tense.
I'm on edge because we're moving house to the Lake District. Brian's dream.
Is that all that's worrying you?
All? I won't know a soul.
Well, does Brian know how you feel?
I don't think he minds too much about that. He doesn't understand what moving away from here means.
Come in. Sit down. Nervous? Okay. Your first question for £100, and don't forget, you're only 8 away from the million. Okay, on the subject of financial probity and business management within the practice, at lunchtime, should sandwiches be provided from practice revenue as an out-of-pocket petty cash expense, or are they down to the individual to purchase from taxable income?
Well, down to the individual, I would think. Unless it's an open evening, in which case...
Or if they stay late. I'm just teasing you.
I've got to pass this. If I don't, it will be a disaster.
Right, yes, of course.
So can we have a look at the audit? I was a little bit concerned about the statistical aspect.
Okay, yes. Here we are.
Well, thank you for that. It's probably all I need for now.
Is that? Where will they take it?
To the coroner's mortuary.
Good riddance.
Don't be so heartless.
Heartless? You can't afford to be sentimental when you've been through what I have been through. Aiden Campaign, 43 Fighter Squadron. Royal Air Force. Yes, I don't know about heartless, but let's say a certain toughness of character was required.
See any action, did you?
Action. You could say that. Shot down over the desert, managed to eject at the last minute. Pretty badly hurt. I didn't know if I was Arthur or Martha for the first month.
Well, time I made a move. We'll be in touch.
Well, as long as you don't think it had anything to do with us. Not very likely, seeing as my wife's as barren as the Sahara.
I must get going too. Will you be okay?
Yes.
Well, nobody can knock you for not doing enough primary research. You got half a tree here.
What about the content?
It's fine. It's fine. You know, you got figures in columns and places where those figures are added up to make statistics, analysis of those statistics, and you know, it's an audit. It's clean.
Sorry. I know that I'm being stupid. It's just that I didn't pass it last time.
We all have our moments. All of us. You know that thing where a surgeon leaves the scalpel still inside you thought that was an urban myth? Yeah. Admittedly, it was during cadaver practice, and luckily they were already dead, as the teaching surgeon put it. But at the end of the year awards, they presented me with a magnet on a string. I mean, this is just between the two of us.
Yeah, don't worry.
Otherwise, I'll never live it out. I mean, it's bad enough I've got hardly any GP experience.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not since vocational training back in the Dark Ages, and that was in the dullest practice in Christendom. Now, apart from that, I've been in hospitals mending people when they wheel them in. It's a totally different thing altogether.
Oh, I didn't realise.
No, at the end of the day, what the RCGP is looking for are people with the right qualities. Right, let's list them. Patience, diligence, certain kind of intelligence, and above all, an understanding of people. It's not like fixing cars, although that's how some doctors see it. A GP needs to appreciate how people tick. And on that score, Melody Bell, you win the million.
Ah! Have you gone quite mad? What were you playing at? What's wrong? Doctor, I'm worried about my wife. There's something wrong, I think.
Feeling better about the whole thing?
Thank you.
Yeah, because actually, it'll be fine. You've done the hard work, but above all, cut you and you bleed, Doctor.
Now I know how to stem the bleeding, so...
That helps. Not that you need it, but good luck with it all.
Thanks. And good luck yourself.
Or with?
Lily.
What on earth do you mean? Am I such an open book?
The trouble is that you're surrounded by doctors, and like you said, we need to understand what makes people tick.
Do you think any of the others know? Archie? Michelle? George? Oh, I mean, if all the world and his wife does... I mean, why doesn't Lily? I mean, it's as if I'm invisible. She's only interested if you're 6 feet under. And that's a step too far.
Back again.
Your husband rang.
Yes, I know. He discovered my little moment of madness this morning.
I haven't been to the mortuary yet, but I'd guess that the skeleton we found has been down there for no more than 40 years. And because of that, the police will need to speak to you again. It's serious, Anne.
Can you remember what it felt like? The first time you fell in love? The feeling that you discovered what life is for? Suddenly everything makes sense. Music, poetry, dancing, the theatre. Suddenly you really understand them. There must be some people who've never known that feeling. But I've known it. The only problem was it happened after they said Brian was missing. My mind was all over the place. The next minute I met someone and just fell. I was in love with this man. Getting pregnant was an accident. And when the telegram arrived saying they'd found Brian and he was on his way home, I panicked. I was 18 weeks gone, I think. And I did a terrible thing and made myself lose the baby.
And you've been punishing yourself ever since.
I betrayed my husband while he was away fighting. But far worse, when they said he was alive, well, I wished he was dead. There's been this terrible guilt for that.
Your only sin was falling in love.
Because of that, I killed my little baby.
You were trying to do the right thing for your husband.
That's the thought I've clung to. But it was all in vain because he's going to find out now, isn't he? You'll use DNA or something and say it was mine.
You need to tell him.
I can't.
You have to. And then you can give the baby a proper burial.
All this time she was down there. That's why I could never leave this place. Couldn't walk away.
You can now. But you have to tell him the truth.
Oh, here he comes. Is that aftershave I can smell?
Well, someone just spilled a bottle of antiseptic.
Bet you got your best boxes on.
Hilarious.
Have a good time.
And if you can't be good, be careful.
Everything all right, Vivian?
Fine. I'm just looking forward to getting home, that's all.
You knew about this, Doctor?
Your wife just told me.
And you didn't think to tell me about it at any time over these past 40 years?
How could I?
I've always thought of marriage as a partnership.
I'm sorry.
So who was this fantastic man?
It's not important.
Does he live around here?
He did.
And I suppose you used to meet up and laugh about me behind my back, did you? Oh, where's he moved to? No, don't tell me. The Lake District.
He died 3 years ago.
Oh.
When they said you were on your way back from Aden, I told him it was over. We never spoke again.
Is that the truth?
No, actually, it isn't. I did speak to him once. I went to his funeral and said goodbye.
Oh, very sad. Don't you find all this a little sordid, Doctor? It's disgusting, isn't it?
I think your wife has sacrificed a great deal for you.
And what about my sacrifice? Staying with a woman who couldn't bear me a child. It's what you did to yourself, isn't it? It stops you from having any more children.
Yes. And I'm glad we didn't have any children.
What?
Children should be born into a house where there's love, not into a partnership.
Hey, hi.
Oh, hello, you.
Hi.
I've got you beer, hope that's okay.
Oh, yeah, great, thanks. Oh, I won't be able to drink it.
You don't like beer?
No, I love the beer. It's the bubbles. They're CO2.
Greenhouse gases. Oh, well, we best do our bit and stop them escaping. Quick.
And now you expect me to say, oh, well, never mind, it was all a long time ago.
No.
Well, that's not gonna happen. Don't forget, your lying only stopped today because your mucky little secret came to light.
Enough! I will not let you speak that way to me. You're talking about a little child.
Who you killed?
Shouting will not help.
I worked my whole life. Just when we finally sell this place, so I can enjoy my retirement in a place you know I love, you drop this on me. Well, how do you expect me to deal with you now?
I don't. I don't expect us to stay together.
So, what's the furthest you've ever cycled in a day?
Furthest? You're supposed to be a postgraduate student.
Furthest? All right, farthest doesn't sound right.
It's furthest. Anyway, you're cheating. It's my turn to ask a question.
Okay, go on then.
Okay. When did you first become Kirsten, eco-warrior, goddess of green?
All right, back at school in the 5th year in Leicester, the council wanted to turn the land behind our house into a rubbish tip. This is where we used to play when I was a kid. So I organised this march on the town hall, and all these kids came dressed in bin bags. And there was me at the front, waddling along inside a plastic dustbin.
So what happened?
They turned the land into a rubbish tip. But you could tell they were worried, because when we got there, this guy from the council came down and gave a statement to the press. And I thought, aha, you know, maybe the little guy can make a difference, and that was the good bit.
A good bit. So what was the bad bit?
There's a picture of me on the front page of the local rag dressed in a dustbin. Not exactly a boy magnet.
I'm sure you look gorgeous.
Oh.
More greenhouse gases?
Oh, we need to do our bit.
I think what this is a silly overreaction.
Brian, I've stayed with you through everything. Far too long. It's time to say enough.
Is that how you react to a problem? Run away?
It's the last thing I do. What will the police do? Am I going to be charged with murder?
It's not for me to say, but if you were 18 weeks, then you're within the parameters for a legal termination.
Not in those days. There was no such thing.
I'm sure if you tell them what you told me, then they'll take it into account.
Look, for what it's worth, I don't want you to go anywhere. Don't you think I have feelings for you?
Then why don't you ever think about me?
I do, of course I do. What are you talking about?
Brian, you know I hated the idea of moving away.
All right. How about this? We don't go. I'm serious, Anne. This proves what I do for you. What more can I say?
All these years, I never thought I'd be able to leave. It's felt like a prison, one that I built. No, we'll sell the house.
Now you're talking sense.
We'll split the money. You can move where you like.
Don't be ridiculous. Where will you go?
I don't know. I need time to think.
Anne!
Brian, don't try and talk me round because it won't work. That's the end of it. It's finished.
It's just here.
Oh, this is the furthest I've walked in a while.
At least it didn't make you wear a dustbin.
So, do you,
It's a bit late.
Yeah, of course.
Not that I don't...
But you're right, I should make a move. Work and all that in the morning. Right, well...
It's Friday, though.
Yep.
Now go home, you lovely man.
We'll do this again, right?
Oh, yeah. It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Good night, sweetheart.
I don't know who he is.
That man's not my husband.
I've just got a new girlfriend.
I thought you and him were just friends now.
Yeah, best friends.
What do you think you're doing? You're not allowed in here!
Why are you following us?
Maybe I'm just not cut out to be the patient other woman. I mean, you don't know who the next person is who's going to walk in.
Vivian, I think we both know what this is about.
An undercover operation gets out of hand with tragic results in Diagnosis Murder next on BBC1 Scotland.